everyone, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Abby.
And welcome to this week's edition of the Redcoat Rundown.
There's so much going on this week, like the Little Mermaid production.
We are all sure to be busy this week, but did you know that 128 years ago today, renowned baseball player Babe Ruth was born?
I did not know that. He was one of the greats. On a more recent note, Jay Leno, former host of The Tonight Show, hosted his last episode today in 2014.
Now let's take a look at upcoming events with Dana and Giselle.
Thanks, guys. We hope you all had a great President's Day weekend last week, and now we'll be discussing the upcoming events at BHS.
With the start of March coming up shortly, our first event is the Music and Theater Arts Department's production of The Little Mermaid on March 2nd through 5th.
Tickets are being sold right now at singingredcoats.ludus.com. We'll be hearing more about the musical later on in the rundown. Can't wait to go under the sea.
The Upbeat Pancake Breakfast is being held at the Berlin Fairgrounds on Saturday, March 14th. If you have not bought a ticket, talk with an Upbeat student to get your tickets today.
Berlin First Robotics and Upbeat will be hosting a pizza tasting on March 14th at Berlin High. This event is where you can try pizza from all around town. Maybe I'll find a new favorite pizza place. I can't wait.
That's all for upcoming events. Now back to Abby and Sarah at the news desk.
Thank you, Giselle and Dana.
Berlin Parks and Recreation Department is accepting applications for water safety instructor, pool attendant, and summer fun advisor. You have to be at least 16 years old to apply and meet the required qualifications. See Schoology for more information.
Now on to Sports Corner with Sarah.
Thanks, Sarah and Abby. Hello and welcome back to Sports Corner. I'm Sarah. To recap on the sports season so far, let's take a look at last week's results. Now let's talk about what's coming up this week in sports. Today, the girls basketball team heads to the CIAC first round tournament game. Go Redcoats. Also, congrats to the boys basketball team for a hard-fought season. That's all for this week of Sports Corner. Back to the news desk.
Thank you, Sarah.
I'll send it over to Katie for this week's showcase.
Sneaking around the corner, everyone is working hard to put on the spring musical. This year, The Little Mermaid is making a splash, and everyone is in the splash zone. The showings are from March 2nd to March 5th. For now, let's see what they've been up to. Here we have Calvin, who's set to play Scuttle. Calvin, without giving too much away, what can you say about this year's performance that makes it so special?
Well, since The Little Mermaid is set underwater, the crew has worked extra hard to make it visually appealing for the audience. So with a talented cast and great set design, it's going to be different.
You heard it here, folks. This year's going to be different. While the students are the star of the show, a lot of the important details, like lighting and set builds that help make the actors shine, don't appear out of thin air. Here, we see the crew working hard to make sure this year's musical is even better than last year's.
Here we have Nora, one of the 3 stage managers. Tell me, what is your part in making sure the show runs smoothly?
So I work with the cast and crew to make sure all the set pieces come on time and making sure everybody is where they're supposed to be.
Well, that is certainly an important role. What are you looking forward to most in this year's performance?
I'm really looking forward to seeing it all come together, all of the cast's hard work and all of the crew builds. I think it'll be a really good show.
I'm sure we all agree. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing the show.
Thank you, Katie.
Now we will send it over to David for our first entertainment entourage.
Welcome to Entertainment Entourage. I'm David. A club that started last year, the Comic Book Club, has been working on a comic book storyline set years in the future. The Comic Book Club, created by Aurora Logan and myself, has been working on a limited series focusing on a dystopian timeline in which robotic apocalypse has ruined the planet, and two children with remarkable abilities must join forces with the remnants of humanity to save the world. We have an exclusive preview of the story, shared by myself and created by Aurora Logan. This series has been in the works for several months, and we're excited to finally present such a small piece of such a grandiose epic. Now, back to the news desk.
Thank you, David. I am extremely excited for the finished product.
If you have a club or event you would like to share and have featured on the next edition of Redcoat Rundown, please let us know.
Scan the QR code on screen. We cannot wait to hear your stories.
That brings us to our quote of the week. That's the end of this week's edition of Redcoat Rundown. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next week.